like to declaration of announcement of visitors. Other than the people in the gallery, is there any other specific visitors we need to acknowledge? No. Okay. Who?
We've declared it open.
Okay. Then I'd like to read the acknowledgement of country. We wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land we are meeting on, the Wandandi people. We wish to acknowledge and respect their continuing connection to the land, waters and community. We pay our respects to all members of the Aboriginal communities and their culture, and the elders past and present, their descendants who are with us today, and those who will follow in their footsteps. We have a record of attendance. We have an apology from Councillor Sebastian Ciano and an approved leave of absence from Councillor Peter McCleary. We move on to the response to questions taken on notice. Mr. R. Lee of Boyna. I'll read the question. Has the Shire done due diligence with park homes that might have been installed in other states, and has the Shire done any research on the outcomes of these kind of developments? Response. The Shire is not required to undertake an assessment.
Sorry. Carry
An assessment of viability or due diligence on the success of developments such as the part of the prescribed development application assessment process. Each application must be assessed on its merits, with consideration given to the planning framework relevant to the proposal and land on which it is situated. In this case, the report contained in the agenda item 14.1 of the Ordinary Council meeting of the 28th of January 26 represents that thorough assessment. Public question time. Darren Gray from Pepper Grove Beach. Darren, would you wish to actually read your own question?
Hi, I'm Darren Gray from Peppermint Grove Beach, 9 McCourt Place. My first question, in regards to the petition of Kevin Bray, Peppermint Grove Beach Access 10.1. Could we please request all research data, statistics and information that supports the petition, particularly in respect to the volume of traffic, the incidence of irresponsible use of the beach, and the supporting evidence showing high levels of safety risks?
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Response: the Council was not involved in the collection of the supporting research evidence material linked to the resident's submission of the petition, and therefore is unable to provide the requested information.
So I've already spoken to the Shire about this.
No. You stick to the question.
This is the question.
No, the question here.
You don't get to ask any questions.
If you wish to ask a question at the end of your submission,
I wish to clarify
I'll indulge you
this.
to do so, but you've got
I
a
just want to
second
clarify
question.
my question.
Beg your pardon?
I want to clarify this question. It is not...
I would invite you to ask your second question, and then if you feel you need clarification, I will indulge you with that.
All right, let's do that. All right, question 2. What previous measures have been undertaken by the Shire of Capel over the past years to manage the beach access, and how can it be shown that Shire Rangers have strongly enforced previous measures?
The response: Rangers conduct daily patrols of Forest, Peppermint Grove, Stratham and Dalyout beaches, resulting in the following actions in the last year. 2 written cautions, driving through a prohibited area, 14 infringements, driving through a prohibited area, 2 infringements, open fire on beach, 11 verbal cautions, illegal camping. In addition, permanent signage has been installed for both the prohibited areas at Peppermint Grove Beach and Stratham Beach. And your supplementary question?
That's all right. That kind of answers that first bit anyway.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your contribution. Kevin Bray, Peppermint Grove Beach. Mr. Bray doesn't appear to be here tonight. His question is, A formal community petition relating to Peppermint Grove Beach access was presented to Council at its meeting on the 28th of the 1st, 26. Could Council please advise how the matter raised in that petition are intended to be considered by Council, including whether they will inform any current or upcoming strategic or planning process, and what opportunities there will be for further community input? Response. Petition presented to Council was received on the January 26 ordinary meeting of Council. The petition will be considered during the community consultation period, with all feedback from the consultation informing the development of a foreshore management plan being prepared by consultants. Water technology for Peppermint Grove Beach and Dalyella Beach. Alan O'Grady, Dudley Park. Mr. O'Grady doesn't appear to be here, but I'll read the question. With the opening of the Bunbury bypass, previously accessible EV chargers at Eaton Fair and in the Bunbury CBD now involve an unnecessary detour from the main highway if you're going to Busselton, Margaret River, etc. We often stop at Capel on our frequent visits down south and believe the area around the library or the park behind the main road near the IGA would be very suitable for a couple of EV charge stations. Most EVs have a range of 300 to 500 kilometres, so Capel at 200 kilometres from Perth is a sweet spot for top-up. Harvey Shire, for example, has 2 excellent chargers in their town and is very convenient to stop, rest there and grab a coffee, walk the street, do a bit of shopping and then continue on. In my view, if you installed a charging station similar, it would be heavily used by visitors passing through and mean extra business for shops in the IGA. Charge Fox is the most common and frankly easiest to use. They may even cover the cost of installation. The number of EVs on the road is rapidly increasing, and if your local ratepayers have solar panels installed at home, farm, and convert to free fuel EVs, the facility of a fast charger would also be appreciated. The response? The Shire has been investigating aspects of EV charging at several locations within the Shire for several years. The current position is that the Shire supports private businesses to deliver, operate and maintain infrastructure efficiently at most localities. This approach supports innovation, value for ratepayers, and allows the Shire to focus on its core functions while advancing sustainability goals. There are many challenges to providing charging facilities in the community, all of which feed off the financial viability of such a service. The reason the RAC has withdrawn support for the electric highway project after 10 years is simply that it is financially unviable to continue, even with local governments covering the maintenance contracts. Many local governments in WA have also abandoned charge stations as they are high maintenance, require frequent software upwards, and the hardware is relatively short-lived. Charge Fox provides software and fee infrastructure for chargers. Other manufacturers such as Trinium provide the hardware. The life of these chargers is relatively short. The Shire of Harvey is looking to contract out the ownership of the current charge station as the end of its viable life, and the City of Bunbury and Busselton are looking at similar options. The location of the Shire has designated a publicly available charge station at the Dalyella Community Hub, currently under construction. This community space will have a wall-mounted charger available for 2 dedicated charge bays directly in front of the building. The hub officially opens on the 4th of July, so please stay abreast of community news for any updates. Yvette Dewan?
I'm here, but I'm happy to either bring.
I prefer you would,
Oh, okay.
if you got it with you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hi, I'm Yvette Dwayne of 3 Yellen Court, Peppermint Grove Beach. Given that the Peppermint Grove Beach has only one primary road access point, excluding the beach access at Barndy Walk, has the council undertaken a risk management assessment regarding evacuation and emergency access in the event of a bushfire? If the beach access were unavailable, what contingency plans are in place to ensure community safety?
Thank you. Response: the Shire is aware of the community concerns regarding the limited access to Peppermint Grove Beach. The recently advertised Integrated Growth Framework and Plan, IGFP, addresses the issue of one primary access as follows. The Pepper Grove Beach residents have passionately advocated for a secondary emergency access as a precautionary measure in the case of fire or coastal inundation. There have been suggestions that Goodman Road may not be a suitable solution. The local elders do not support an emergency access via Goodman Road due to the detrimental damage to the wetlands and sacred sites. Their preference is around utilising the existing Water Corp access along the south side of the river, which will need to be extended to the town site. Accordingly, the IGFP identifies this northern route as a preferred location to be investigated. It is also noted that the Shire and DFES do not support the beach foreshore as a suitable place of refuge in the event of a bushfire impacting on Pepper Grove Beach. In the event of an emergency, DFES will advise the safest course of action for residents. The Emergency WA app is a useful source of information about emergencies.
Thank you. My second question is, my son is one of the many young surfers who regularly surf at the Cut. As they are all still quite young, parents remain nearby in their vehicles to supervise, film and provide shelter from the elements while maintaining clear visibility of the ocean. If the beach access were to be closed, how does the council propose parents supervise and ensure safety of their children from a car park that does not provide any visual access to the surf?
Thank you. Reply is, the Shire has no current plans to limit or close authorised beach access points. The Shire is preparing a foreshore management plan for Peppermint Grove Beach and Delielot Beach by consultants Water Technology. These foreshore management plans were required by the Shire's CHAR map to understand how coastal changes can be best managed into the future. Council's responsibility is to manage coastal access and infrastructure in a manner that protects public safety, the coastal environment and equitable use of the area for all community members. In doing so, Council must balance recreational access, environmental considerations and the safety of all beach users, including pedestrians, surfers and, where permitted, vehicles. The foreshore management plan will facilitate community engagement into how coastal access and infrastructure is to be managed. The Cut itself is not accessible via vehicles as it is on private property.
No, I don't think it is.
Well, that's what I'm told here. I can't, beyond that, I don't know if there's any other comment forthcoming.
Cuts, no, it's on public beach.
Beg your pardon?
The Cut is on the pub. It's right down from the beach access. As soon as you get off the
Well,
car park.
I defer to your
better.
better knowledge,
Yeah.
but this is what the comment says
Okay,
as
no
a
worries.
supplementary comment. But no one's going to set out and restrict you.
No.
I mean, I think this is self-explanatory
Yeah.
in that there's no proposed policy plan
Yeah.
to restrict access, but what we will all be engaged in, the council and you here tonight and the community generally, in a public consultation process following the delivery of the plan. And you'll all have the opportunity to express your views.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I just want to correct that there will be public and community engagement, significant community engagement before the development of the plan, because that will inform the development of the plan. Then there will be community
Thank you.
consultation after the draft is developed.
The next question is from Matt Duane, Peppermint Grove Beach. Did you want to read his question? Okay, the question is, my question is regarding the beach access at Barndy Walk. Following winter, the access point is not always maintained, and as a result, vehicles sometimes need to build up momentum to exit the beach safely. This creates potential safety risks for both drivers and pedestrians. Rather than closing beach access to a community that values and respects this area, would the council consider maintaining the existing access point more consistently? The reply is, this is the same response as previous. The Shire has no current plans to limit or close authorised beach access points. I'm not so sure that this is a question, but anyway. That's the reply from the staff. Question 2. Could Council explore the possibility of constructing an additional vehicle access point adjacent to the current one to allow dual lane access and egress? This could provide a safer vehicle exit and entry. Would the Council also consider allowing for a designated pedestrian walkway separated from the vehicle access slightly south of the vehicle access points, as current pedestrians vehicle entering the vehicle exiting the beach share the one single lane? Improving and maintaining the access would enhance safety for all users while preserving the responsible community access to the beach. Response. Public access to the beach and dune restoration and improving safety will all be considered in the development of the Peppermint Grove Beach Foreshore Management Plan. The community will be engaged in the development of the plans, and again, once a draft plan has been prepared, Council responsibility. No, that's it. So I'll go back. I thought there was a supplementary bit to that. The community will be engaged in the development of the plans, and again, once a draft plan has been prepared. So I guess I might add an ad hoc comment that I think you should be assured there will be very comprehensive community consultation about this particular topic. Okay, now questions without notice. Do we have a question without notice?
What are you doing here? The old vet's right now. My apologies, Mr Chairman. It's an issue that I've brought up before.
Name and location,
Mike
please.
Norton, Peppermint Grove Beach and other places. It's in relation to vandalism and security in the southern part of Capel. It's sort of come to a bit of a head at 5 o'clock this morning when the country club got broken into. But there has been some pretty unruly behaviour down there for some time, especially on the Shire's venue overlooking the Oval. There's parties down there virtually every other night. And according to some of your staff, the repairs and maintenance of that facility down there are just starting to get right out of hand. Now, I have asked before about video surveillance around town and the Shire's policy, and I believe you do have a policy now, and awaiting funding to put the necessary cameras in. You did help us upgrade our camera system about 12 months ago, and we have had a number of issues down there in relation to after one wake. We have a very enthusiastic liquor and gaming detective in Bunbury at the moment, and out of that little fracker, 3 people were charged off the video footage, and under my support, they're restricted from going on licensed premises. Their behaviour was just out of this world, and we've got another one pending. So we do have some police not afraid to lay charges on video evidence, and also restrict them from pursuing on licensed premises. So that video footage is pretty important. So I certainly urge councillors to work with the local community to get those cameras in the correct location to pick up what you really need to get and save the ratepayers lots of money.
Mr Norton, what's the actual question?
The question is, if you haven't picked up my drift, is that obviously you've got a policy on cameras. Obviously you haven't got any money at this stage to put them in. So what's your timeline to start getting cameras in, and your process to work with the community? And I see the police have been putting a few of them up the main street. What are you blokes doing?
We might take that question on notice because it's a very important one, and we don't have the direct answer for you tonight. No doubt we'll be considering it during the budget process, and we'll try and incorporate it into the long-term financial plan if the viability allows for it.
Very good. I just wanted to get on the record. Thank you, Mr Chair.
Thank you, Mr Norton. Any other questions without notice? Well, no, please come. No, hang on. This gentleman first. No, you were first, please.
You can have this in a second. Darren Gray, Peppermint Grove Beach, 9 McCourt Place. The question is, Amelia Gray put in 2 questions. Have they been seen to?
Say that again, please.
Amelia Gray put in 2 questions for public question time last week. Have they been received?
I'll check with staff. I'm not aware of them, but I'll check with staff.
I'll leave it at that.
Apologies for that. They were on the list and somehow they've dropped off. So we'll just bring them up now. Okay, we might ask the next question.
Look, would you like to come forward and ask your question? Look, we apologise for this procedural inconvenience, but we'll see if we can address the issue and bring it to the fore. Thank you.
Dr. Don Finlay, cattle veterinarian, Southwest Region, Australian, 23 years. Been at this council chamber many times in the past 4 years. I have a question. Why were the doors locked to the public?
Beg your pardon?
Why were the doors locked to the public? 2 of us were out there waiting to get in.
I've no idea.
Thank you.
And they're open now. But did you have another question?
Yes, I do have another question, sir. I would like to know if the Shire has received correspondence from Don Lowes of Animals Angels. I would like to know if the Shire has received correspondence from Amanda Dorn, the Animal Justice Party member of the state legislature.
I can't comment because I don't know particularly, and unless staff can confirm it emphatically, I think we'll take the question on notice.
We'll take the question on notice.
Next question. There is commercial gain by the suffering and deaths at the Boyna cattle sales yard.
Please focus on...
The question is coming, sir.
No, please focus
allow
on the
me to
question.
speak.
No,
Please
look,
allow me to speak.
This is not a position for advocacy, it's a position for a question.
The question is, how many of the Shire Council have seen the movie Temple?
I can't answer that. I don't think that's an appropriate question to ask of council members.
Why?
Well, I just don't think it's not in the purview of our role as a local council, as a Shire council, to inquire as to what the viewing preferences of our local council members is or are.
It is about animal welfare of cattle.
Look, I've answered the question. I am not going to insist or require councillors to answer that. Thank you.
Mr. President, we do have the questions from Amelia Gray, but that we would need to be logging into our records management system, which would take a significant amount of time. So apologies for that, but we will respond to those questions by email.
We can't do it this evening. Well, look, I apologise. It's an oversight, not a deliberate ploy. We can't deal with it this evening. We'll not happily, but we're prepared to respond by email, and they'll come under the signature of either the acting CEO or myself, and they will be responded to in the most effective way we can. So our apologies. Sometimes this stuff happens. So thank you for your forbearance and consideration. There being no further public questions, we move on to the next item, which is application of leave of absence. I don't believe we have any applications for leave of absence. No application for leave of applicants. Declarations of interest. We do have one declaration of interest from Councillor Hasty regarding item 14.3 on the OCM meeting this evening on the 25th of February. He is declaring an impartiality interest pursuant to Regulation 11 of the Local Government Act, Rules of Conduct, Regulation 2007. His nature of interest is, I wish to declare an impartiality interest in item 14.3. Pardon me. A family member previously made a claim for damages to her car caused by a pothole in Spur Street. The claim has been finalised, however I disclose this as for transparency and impartiality. Signed Mr. Councillor Hasty and acknowledged by the acting CEO. Thank you, Councillor Hasty. We now move on to the next item, the confirmation of minutes, 8.1. Do I have a mover for the confirmation of the minutes? Councillor Noonan. Seconded Councillor Voyers. Anyone against? Any comment in regard to the meetings, the minutes? Those in favour? Declare that carried unanimously. Announcement by persons presiding without discussion. The business paper has a Shire President's activity report, which I won't bore you with the outline of that. It's there for your bedside reading if you wish to do so. We have petitions, deputation, presentations. One from Joel Pagoraro, Peppermint Grove Beach access. The motions in respect to that, in order that the only motions in respect of the petition that are in order are that the petition be received, B, a report of the petition be prepared, or that C, petition be acknowledged and dealt with on behalf of council in conjunction with a similar item on the same agenda paper. As per the Shire of Capel Standing Order Local Law 2016 Clause 4.9, the CEO received a petition in the form prescribed in the Standing Order Schedule from Joel Pagario of Capel, signed by 825 persons. The statement of facts and actions sought in the front page reads, we, the undersigned, do respectfully request that Council keep the northern access to the beach on Bundy Walk and southern exit via Hardy Terrace to be left as they are. We suggest the Shire introduce some educational measures such as signage around responsible beach driving and protecting the environment, and for this to be managed and enforced by the Shire of Capel so that our local residents and visitors to the area can continue to enjoy our beautiful beaches. Peppermint Grove Beach has always been a beloved destination for local residents of Capel and the surrounding areas. Families gather here, embracing the beautiful landscape for a variety of recreational activities that include swimming, surfing, fishing, enjoying time together. Accessibility by four-wheel drive vehicles is crucial not only for these leisure activities, but also for more practical purposes such as boat access for fishing, crabbing and diving. The value of maintaining the four-wheel drive access to Peppermint Grove Beach stretches beyond just the enjoyment it brings to our community. Beach is a significant draw card for tourists, directly benefiting our local economy. Restaurants, shops, holiday homes and local businesses thrive on the visitors attracted to our pristine shores. Limiting access would jeopardise this economic support that our town so heavily relies on. Closing the four-wheel drive access would have far-reaching implications that disrupt the cultural and economic fabric of our community. Generations have enjoyed this beach, and its legacy should not be restricted. Instead, we should seek balanced solutions that preserve the environment while allowing access. We propose enhancing the existing pathways and implementing environmentally friendly practices that protect our natural surroundings while ensuring the community's way of life continues. More education on sustainable usage and investment in maintaining the ecological integrity of the beach can safeguard against environmental concerns without resorting to closure. The recommendation, can I have a mover for a recommendation? Councillor Mogg? Do I have a seconder? And what are you moving, Councillor Mogg? Are you moving that the petition be received? Can I have a seconder for that, please? Councillor Sharp? Any speakers or against that? Councillor Mogg, do you want to write a reply? I'll put that motion. Those in favour? No, well, no, unless you're speaking against it, for or against. Well, not really, no. The standing rule orders don't allow for that if there's no dissent.
Well, there's no against.
Huh?
If there's no speakers against.
Yeah, there's no speakers against, so we move on. We're dealing with the matter on the paper, Councillor Hosty, and I'm not being disrespectful, but we deal with the matter and the motion in front of us. Okay? I declare that carried unanimously. Did you pick that up, Minute Secretary? Motions for which, item 11, motions for which previous notice has been given. There's none. Questions on which previous notice has been given. Well, we have referred to, that's councillor questions, but we have referred to that one that came from the community and we'll deal with that. Now, the next item is item 13, the Chief Executive Officer reports. It's a late item and it's described as 13.1 Councillor Conduct Panel. There is a motion, there is a recommendation, but we have an alternative recommendation which I think has been embodied in the business paper I have here. I will, for the purpose of clarity, read out the alternative recommendation, which is the one that I prefer to see moved on. The Council, A, endorse the establishment of a Councillor Conduct Panel and terms of reference, amended to remove the words from two proxies from item 7.2 of the terms of reference. Delegate the power of the Chief Executive Officer to action decisions of the Councillor Conduct Panel and appoint the following 5 councillors to the Councillor Conduct Panel. Now, we have nominations for members of the panel, all seeking to be presiding members. And so in order to deal with this, we may need a vote. And in accordance with the Capel Standing Order, Local Law 15.2, Part 1, Part 10, debate of motions to be suspended to allow discussions. So could I have someone move that motion, please? Councillor Noonan?
You need to move the motion first.
Indeed. Okay, the CEO has reminded me that we need to move the motion first. Can I have someone, I go back, and my apologies, can I have someone move the motion as amended, 13.1? Councillor Mogg, seconded Councillor Noonan. As we're now moving into a procedural space, we won't speak to that at this time. Can we go back to in accordance with the Shire of Capel Standing Orders, Local Law 15.2, 1 Part 10, debate of motions be suspended to allow discussion. Can we actually have a mover for that motion? I think it was Councillor Noonan, seconded Councillor Sharp. I put that motion. Declare that carried. Okay, we now actually will invite the clarification on the nominees for the panel. We have received by email a nomination for the panel, each seeking to be a presiding member, from Councillor Ferguson, Councillor Boyes and Councillor Mogg. Is there any other councillors who would seek to nominate to the panel? Thank you. Then we need to hold a ballot. Unless there's an agreement around the room, we need to have a ballot to determine the position of President.
Excuse me, Chair, do we get to present for a minute or two, or is it well known enough amongst the other councillors not to?
They can present.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. But the CEO has said that that's allowable. So the order of the responses was myself, yourself and Councillor Mogg. Maybe the appropriate way to present this is that the first nominee speak first. Okay. I would like to confirm my intent to, if selected by the council, to act as the presiding member. I think it's an entirely appropriate position for the Shire President without wanting to sound too pompous about it. I think I can bring good judgment and life's experience to the position and would work constructively with the other panel members to generally reach consensus outcomes. Thank you. Councillor Boyers.
Yes. First of all, you know my background. I've dealt with complaints and complaint handling at behaviour and conduct levels, as well as more serious matters. So it's been my career to do things like that. The new reform change in the Local Government Act, the model code of conduct that needs to be rewritten, ours as well as everyone else's. I have experience in writing codes of conduct for not-for-profit organisations. And finally, and being very careful of being very respectful to you and Councillor Mogg as well. Both of you are in very senior positions on our council, and I would ask that this other senior position is shared with myself in this particular occasion, and not to take anything away from you two, but to take some of the workload off you two. That's my contention. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Mogg.
Thank you, Mr. President. If this ballot is for the presiding member of this panel to be a chair, I would like to remove myself and give another councillor that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. So what we're left with in terms of the voting on this particular ballot paper is for determination between Councillor Ferguson and Councillor Voyers. Is it preferential? No. So it's non-preferential. So I think we need to mark your paper and they'll be collected, and we go from there.
You can. So the result is that Councillor Boyer is the presiding member. Mm-hmm. Yourself and Councillor Mogg will make up the other members of the panel, and we need one nomination for an additional proxy.
Okay. The result of that ballot is that Councillor Voyers has been balloted on as the presiding member, and as a consequence, myself and Councillor Mogg will be participating members, and we look forward to that opportunity. We'll deal with the actual confirmation of that in the motion that comes forward. We now need to deal with the two proxies. These are required for the audience here tonight in the event that a councillor who's on the panel is unavailable or is actually the subject of the complaint or the procedural matter. So we need to have a couple of proxies. Councillor McCleary, who is absent tonight, has indicated his desire to be a proxy. Do I have another nominee for a proxy? Councillor Montgomery. Is there any others? Then that being the case, what we have then is a full panel. We have and so we move back out of a procedural motion to move out of the suspension of council of standing orders.
So it's a motion to resume standing orders.
Yes, it's a motion to resume standing orders. Can I have a mover? Councillor Noonan, seconded Councillor Mogg. Any dissent? I put that motion, declare that carried. Okay. The motion as now presenting itself, which I think was moved by Councillor... The original motion was moved by Councillor Mogg and seconded by Councillor Noonan. That motion now reads, in full, endorse the establishment of a council conduct panel in terms of reference, amended to remove the words from the two proxies from item 7.2 of the terms of reference. B, delegate the powers of the Chief Executive Officer of action decisions of the council conduct panel and appoint the following 5 councillors to the council conduct panel. Councillor Voyes, presiding member, Councillor Mobb, member, Councillor Ferguson, member, Councillor McCleary, proxy, and Councillor Montgomery, proxy. Can I have someone to move that? Oh, that's already been moved by Councillor Mogg and seconded by Councillor Noonan. Is there any speakers against? Councillor Mogg, do I reply? Then I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Declare that carried unanimously. Thank you. We now move on to item 14.1, Lot 2, 5 Harwoods Road, Dalyalup, Regional Open Space for Vegetation Management Agreement. Do I have a mover for that motion? Councillor Hastie, seconded Councillor Mogg. Do you wish to speak to it, Councillor Hastie?
Yeah, through the President, Mr. President, can the Director of Infrastructure and Development confirm that the financial security mechanism will fully cover all...
Is that a question or speaking to the motion?
Speaking to the motion, sorry.
It sounded a bit like a question to me, but anyway. You can ask a question through the chair of a director if you wish.
I can ask a question?
You can ask a question through the chair of one of the directors or the CEO if you wish.
Okay. Can the Director of Infrastructure and Development...
Through the chair.
Sorry, through the... It's not working.
Or President, either.
Through Mr. President, can the Director of Infrastructure and Development confirm that the financial security mechanism will fully cover all long-term maintenance obligations so that there is no unfunded exposure to the Shire at any point?
Director?
Through you,
yep.
Shire President, I can respond to that. That we will be seeking to ensure that all costs are recovered and there will be no net costs to ratepayers. So whatever financial security arrangement we decide to use will ensure that.
Thank you, Acting CEO. Thank you.
Councillor Mogg, did you wish to speak to it? Is there any speakers against? Councillor Hastie, right a reply?
No, thank you. My question's been answered. Thank you.
Thank you. I put the motion. Those in favour? Declare that carried unanimously. 14.2, item 14.2, land transfer, regional open spaces lots 111 and 112, Maitland Road, Capel. Do I have a mover for that motion, please? Councillor Noonan, seconder. Councillor Montgomery. Councillor Noonan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll read the motion that moving the officer's recommendation that Council advises the Department of Planning, Lands and Heritage that it is prepared to accept the transfer of Lot 111 DP 30942 West Road, Capel, and Lot 112 DP 52720 Maitland Road, Capel, from the Crown to the Shire of Capel for ongoing management. 2, authorises the CEO to finalise the land transfer set out in 1 above. And 3, invites the Department of Planning, Lands and Heritage to investigate the transfer of other regional open space owned by the state land along the Capel River and Preston River foreshore. So that's the motion. Can I speak to the motion?
Of course.
This area of land follows the Capel River from Bustle Highway into the Capel town site up to the circular bridge the curved wooden bridge on Capel Drive. So it's a very significant opportunity for the Shire to take management of that piece of land. At the moment, the Crown, the state government departments haven't got the resources really to invest because of the sheer volume of work that they have and amount of land that they look after to maintain or to develop that land. This, by us taking management of that land, it gives us the opportunity to, bit by bit, improve the facilities or the amenity of that land, for example, by putting trails along the riverbank and that sort of thing, maintaining the vegetation in a more in a better manner, a more thorough manner. The good thing about this proposal and the officer's recommendation is that the Shire Works Department is keen to take this on. They believe that they have the capacity to take this area of land on. So our Works Department recognises the significance of this opportunity, and I think that we should honour their enthusiasm to be able to take it on, because this is a tremendous opportunity for the Shire to develop that very important tract of land. It's important to note, I think, that land would have formed part of the ancient Aboriginal walk trail, because they used rivers, waterways as one of the main routes in terms of getting from place to place. So they would have walked all the way from Ironstone Gully Falls down the Capel River to the ocean, to the wetlands, to Wannerup. So this is an important part of an area that has for thousands of years been important for the Shire. So I think if we can manage it, I think that would be great.
Thank you, Councillor Noonan. Councillor Montgomery? You reserving your right, or you don't wish to speak? Is there any speakers against? Councillor Noonan, do you wish to have a right of reply? See, given to my own admonishment about speaking to matters which you have already been moved, I'm not about to say anything. So I'm getting gavelled out. So I'll put the motion. Those in favour? That's carried unanimously. Item 14.3. The Spur is a contract, 2514 Spur Street, Capel reconstructions. There's a big coding after that, but the recommendation is to adopt it. But do I have a move of the motion? Move of the motion? Councillor Hastie, do I have a seconder? Councillor Noonan? Councillor Hastie?
I've got nothing to add to any of it, thank you.
Doesn't want to speak to it.
Okay. Councillor Noonan was a seconder? Councillor Noonan?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the officer's recommendation is that Council authorises the acting CEO to sign a contract on behalf of the Shire of Capel with Carboni Brothers Proprietary Limited up to the value of $302,840, excluding GST. So this is an important section of an important road in Capel, and that we've been out to tender. We've got a good tender in. We're confident in the ability of the tenderer to do a good job, and so this is I think a a very good project that for us to proceed with. Thank you.
Any speakers against? Right, a reply?
I do. Just got to find it. Will this construction bring the pavement to a standard that reduces reactive maintenance and future claims risk?
Is that a question?
Yes.
Okay, could
Look,
you
I
direct
know
it
I've
through
just
the chair and just restate it, please?
I think my illnesses hasn't really caught up, not let me catch up, but let me state it again. Will this construction bring the pavement to a standard that reduces reactive maintenance and future claims risk?
I'll defer to the acting CEO to respond to that.
Yes, that will be the case.
Thank you.
Okay, then I'll put the motion. Those in favour? I declare that carried unanimously. Item 15.1, that's been withdrawn, and we'll deal with that another day. Now we move to item 15.2, accounts paid during the month of January 2026. So it's obviously a very comprehensive report. Do I have a mover for this motion, please? Move Councillor Mogg. Thank you, Councillor Mogg. And seconded Councillor Noonan. Councillor Mogg?
Thank you, President. I move the motion as read.
Councillor Noonan? No comment. Do any speakers against? Right, a reply?
Reserve my right, thank you.
I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Declare that carried unanimously. Where is Councillor McCleary when you need him? Item 15.3, financial reports 30th of January 2026. The Zonocra's recommendation there. Do I have a mover for that motion, please? For that item, please. Councillor Mogg. Seconded Councillor Voyers. Councillor Mogg.
Thank you, President. I move the motion as read.
Councillor Voyers.
Yes, agreed as read.
Any speakers against? Right, a reply?
Thank you, President. I'd just like to thank our Shire staff who due diligence put these reports together in the content that takes many hours, and basically it's all there in the report to have a look and read, and thank you.
I now put the motion. Those in favour? Declare that carried unanimously. We now go on to the end of the business paper. New business of an urgent nature. Nothing's being offered up. Public question time. Well, we already have dealt with that earlier on. Notions without notice. There is no motions without notice. Notice, item 19, notice of motion for consideration of the next ordinary meeting of council. There's none. Items for consideration behind closed doors. There's none. So I declare the meeting closed.
6:55.